Hello, beautiful people. My name is Celia Motsoeneng Zanyele. Welcome to this YouTube channel. If you are coming across this for the very first time, I hope you will like it. To all the return subscribers, thank you very much for your support. And to all the day one subscribers, thank you for sticking by up until now. I would like to make a sequel to that other video that I made of when do we take somebody to the other parent to maintenance court. We said we are not just taking anybody to the maintenance court. I shall repeat again. Do not take somebody to the maintenance court just because you had one quarrel. Do not take somebody to the maintenance court just because they failed one payment and they give you reasons for it. Don't take somebody to the maintenance court just because they have moved on with another lover. Don't take somebody to the maintenance court just because you have also moved on and then you are listening to your new partner that tells you that they don't want you to have contact with the father of your child or the mother of your child, and now you feel like you have to resort to taking them to maintenance court just so that you listen to this other person, because it will sour the relationship for no reason with something that you do not even know how much long it will last. So be careful when you take somebody to the maintenance court. Don't just take a person to the maintenance court. You take a person to the maintenance court when they are really making it a habit of disappointing you and the child on their word when they say they will send this much on a certain date and they do not. They will buy clothes and then they do not. When they do not stick to their word, only then can you take them to the maintenance court. I'll tell you why I do not encourage people to run to the maintenance court. Maintenance court can bring the worst out of people. When you get there, it's gloves off. So if you had a relationship that was non-problematic with somebody, now it's gonna start to be problematic, because the setup at the maintenance court is such that it brings out the worst in people. People fight. You fight. Somebody is fighting not to give you money in the maintenance court. You are also fighting to get money out of this person in the court. There's a lot of lying that is going on in the maintenance court, particularly when people do not want to take out money. They are making sure they bring the lie that you know for sure. You also know that there is no such. So at least when you take a person there, it should be that is the only option there is for you to take them there. That's number one. Now, what happens when you take a person to the maintenance court? You will expect that you will go for the first time. Whether you take, you don't have to take the whole day off, because the first thing that's going to happen for the first time is that they are going to give you forms for you to fill and then bring them back. You may fill them in fast and take them back on that same day, or you may bring them on another day. That does not take the whole day. So for the first time when you go there, you can take few hours. Whether you can ask your if you are working, you can ask your employer to give you few hours off so that you just go via to the maintenance court and come back. And if you're not working, then that's fine, but expect that you're not going to take the whole day at the maintenance court. Fine. Then you fill the forms, then you take them back. The forms will be written the kind of information that is required on your next visit. Usually when it's your very first time, they expect that when you bring the forms, you attach the copy of the birth certificate of the child, the copy of your ID, the copy of your proof of banking statement, the copy of they want a few things. I forgot what else. Or sometimes the proof of address. I don't remember that, but I'm definitely sure about these three things: your ID copy, your child's birth certificate copy, and your bank statement. These ones I'm definitely sure of. And thereafter, you will be told that on the day that will be written there to say the both of you are coming to court on this particular day, on that day you'll be required to bring all the evidence of your expenses. If you are saying you are spending 4,000 on the child, you'll have to bring proof that adds up to 4,000 rand. And do not forget things like the housing. That child has to live in a house. So on whether you are renting or you are owning, don't forget to include that kind of information to say I'm paying this much and this portion is for the child. And then things like groceries, things like school fees. Add everything, add all of it. If it will be the first time you go there, add everything. And then you keep slips. Whether you buy bread, keep that slip. Whether you buy every necessity, keep the slip. Things that they do not consider luxurious things, like buying child sweets, that is regarded as luxurious. Things like paying DSTV, that is regarded as luxurious. Such things, they regard them as things that you do just because. But be wise about the DSTV. I used to tell them and say the children are also required to have some fun, particularly because they are coming from a divorced family. They need something to keep their minds off for a few hours, to make them try to forget the situation that has happened in their family. And I cannot afford to take them to things that will totally take their mind off. Therefore, DSTV is the only thing. So be wise. If you are going to put some entertainment in there, reason behind the entertainment such that they see that this part of the entertainment is important. That is still not guaranteed that they will take it as important, but you'll have to speak on your behalf, on their behalf, that it is important for them. But it cannot be a lot of things. And things like swimming, you can put swimming sport as a necessity as well to save their lives. They've got to learn to know how to swim. So things like swimming are not regarded as, you should not allow the person that will be mediating, because there are officers that are appointed to mediate between the two of you before it is required to go to the magistrate. The magistrate is the last person that you can go to if you don't agree, or HAPE is the last person that you go to if you do agree. After agreeing in front of the maintenance officer, you will still go to the magistrate, where the magistrate will make this other parent to sign to say yes, they will pay this much if they do agree. Even if they refuse, they still go to the magistrate. The magistrate will make them see reason. The magistrate will make them give reasons as to why they think they cannot afford that. And the magistrate will require them to bring evidence. From that evidence, the magistrate will then decide as to how much should be given to the child. Fine. Those are things that will happen on the day that you are going to the court, to the maintenance court. Now let us talk about the forms. Let's go back to the forms a little bit. When you have now returned the forms to the maintenance court, you are given what do they call this? Let me check. I wanted to check what that paper is called. Unfortunately, it looks like I do not have it here. Fine, I wanted to check that kind of paper. All right. You are given a certain paper that needs to be taken to him. A notice that needs to notify him that he needs to be at the court on a certain day. That paper, you don't take it directly to him. You must go via the police. And depending on your area, some police have got offices where you leave that paper with them. They will take it to him. Some police stations are willing to accompany you so that they go and give it to him in front of you. And then there is something that is called a page called return of service, where it shows that yes, he has accepted, or he has not accepted, he has received the notice of the court that he is wanted on a certain date. He has signed for it. So that return of service, it then needs to be taken back to the court prior to the date of your maintenance court. So on the day of the maintenance court, the two of you should be there, and he would have received the notice, and he must be there. If he's not there, then he is in contempt of court, and the court will issue a warrant of arrest, in which it will be taken to the police again to arrest him. And I do know that many police do not like to do that job. They don't want to arrest these men for that, because they themselves are guilty, many of them, of not paying maintenance. So usually they would be jigga, but they will have to make sure that he does go to the magistrate court. And from then onwards, then you'll have to have a sitting in front of the officer, the maintenance officer. The maintenance officer will try to get the two of you to reach an agreement on the amount that you have requested. Sometimes they would try to twist your arm to make you accept less based on the reasons that are given by this person that is declining to give you the amount that you are requesting. Let's say you have requested for 2,000. Yes, you can request 2,000. Things are too expensive, baby, but it has to happen only when you know the other person is capable of affording it. Don't request 2,000 from a person that earns 3,000. It does not make sense. They would never allow such. No maintenance order will really guarantee you and offer you that money and order that you be given that money. So yes, you sit there, and then, like I said before, if you are not agreeing, you'll be taken to the maintenance court. If you are not agreeing as well, you still be taken to the to the magistrate. So whether you agree, whether you don't agree, you still end at the magistrate. If you agree, the magistrate just orders this person and make them sign that they do agree that they will stick to that amount. If they don't, the magistrate requires them to bring evidence that they can't. And if they are refusing, it takes longer for you to go to the court, because that means you'll be given another date, it will be postponed few times before you agree. So I would like to end this here, and then in the next video that I will do, I will add when do you need a lawyer. when do you need to involve an attorney in maintenance matters, because it's not every day that you need to involve a lawyer for maintenance matters. So in the next sequel, we'll be talking about that, and maybe I will couple it with what happens if the person now does not stick to the order that they agreed to or they were made to sign by the magistrate. What should happen then? In the next video, those are issues that we'll be talking about. Thank you so much for listening up until now. Remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, so that when I put the sequel to this, you can be notified. And thank you so much for just being here right up until now. Thank you and bye-bye.